Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. Today we are going to focus on the lower body and build some strength and flexibility throughout it. So find a little bit of space to move. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. So let's begin today actually standing up and get nice and warmed up. So finding your way to the top of your mat into Tadasana mountain pose. You can have your feet hip width apart or bring them together and just take a shoulder roll here. Pull your shoulders up to your ears, pull them back and drop them down. And now your palms might be facing the front of the room, spreading your fingers a little bit wider if you can. Let's take a nice big inhale and exhale. Standing tall, another nice big inhale and exhale. With your next inhale, start to reach your arms up above your head. Look up if you can. And exhale, let's tip forwards, folding all the way down to the floor. Bend your knees if it feels good. Inhale for a half lift. Lift that upper body, bring your hands to your shins, stick your butt out, feel those nice hamstrings. Take one more inhale. And an exhale to fold forwards, bend the knees. Inhale all the way up to standing, reaching up, looking up. Exhale your hands through heart center to your sides. Roll those shoulders back and down. Maybe the palms can face forward, spread those fingers wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Just that upper body, how flat and long can you make your spine? Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, back up to standing. Reach up, look up. Exhale your hands through heart center, down to your sides. Roll those shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tip forwards. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. So spread those fingers wide. Bring your feet about hip width apart. A few moments here. Option to pedal the feet. Take your dog for a walk. Bending one knee, straightening the other. Let your head be heavy. Just think about making an upside down V shape with your body. Hips are high. The chest, the shoulders are trying to move to the back of your mat. And then find some nice big breath. Either looking in the direction of your toes, or maybe even closing your eyes. Nice work, you guys. With your next inhale, we're going to start to look forwards between our hands. Exhale, walk, step, jump. Find your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Reach up, look up, and exhale your hands through heart center and down to your sides. We're going to work on our balance a little bit here. So stand on your right foot. We're going to start with tree pose. Your heel can come just above your ankle. Your hands might be on your hips. You can have your foot on the inside of your calf, maybe on the inner thigh. So tree pose is option 1 today. We're only going to do 1 set on each leg. So if you like tree, if you're working on tree, you're going to stay here. If you want to come for a standing pigeon, you're going to take your foot and rest it on top of your quad. So kind of by that knee on top of your quad somewhere. So your standing leg is probably going to want to bend, and I want you to let it bend. I want you to sink into those hips. Pretend there's a chair behind you and you're trying to sit down. So if you'd like to flex that foot, waking it up, protecting that knee, give that a try. You can keep that chest nice and proud. If you really want to work, reach your arms above your head. Nice, you guys. So if you want to sink a little bit further into this, you might be able to find a glute stretch. Pretend that you are in pigeon. A standing floating pigeon. Okay. If you are in tree though, let me just come back to those that are in tree. I want to keep that standing leg straight. Don't worry about bending that knee. Don't bend that knee. Reach your arms out. Do something funky with your branches. Nice, you guys. So getting a little bit warmer. We're almost done here. Almost done on this side. Breathe. So good. And then we can start to let that go. Whatever foot is lifted, bring it back to the floor, shake it out if you need to, and let's switch sides. Start by just taking a tree to find your balance, to focus a little bit. And maybe you're staying here. If you're staying in the tree, nice, strong, straight trunk. Nice, strong, straight leg. If you're coming for that standing pigeon, cross your leg over top of your quad. That knee's still out to the side. And then bend that standing leg. Try to bend so much that you find that glute stretch. Nice, you guys. So you can keep the chest lifted. I find I get a better stretch for the glute if I tip forwards, but whatever you want to do, if you want to work, get nice and strong, reach your arms above your head, draw the belly button in, breathe wherever you are. So many options. Yes. Nicely done, you guys. So slowly, let's start to let it go. Bring both of your feet to the floor. Give it a little shake. Find the top of your mat if for some reason you are no longer there. And roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, planting your hands, stepping back into downward facing dog. Option to stay here or take child's pose even. If you want to get a little bit warmer, a little bit stronger, we're going to use an inhale to come into a high plank. Maybe lower to your knees. Exhale, lower chaturanga or all the way onto your stomach. Switch to the top of your feet. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, you guys. Walk your feet together if you're in down dog. Use an inhale. We're going to send the right foot up into the air. A lot. Start to look between your hands. We're going to slide this or pull this right leg forwards and set up a pigeon. So you're going to bring your knee towards your right wrist and your foot somewhere behind the left wrist. And you're just going to lay your shin down and don't overthink it. Just roll to that right side a little bit. So we're going to set up a 90-90 degree angle with both of our legs. So the right leg is forward. I want you to think about bringing your shin parallel to the top of your mat. So it's nice and straight. And yes, we're leaning over to the right a little bit to set this up. This back leg is also bent. Nice big bend. 90-degree angle with the front leg, 90-degree angle with the back leg. Ish. So once you've set that up a little bit, we're going to try to tip forward and lean forward a little bit over that front knee. So just kind of play with it. We're trying to get into that right glute, that right leg. So you might be able to come all the way down. You might not. We're only going to be here for a few moments. So play with it. See how that feels. Maybe you want to really settle in. Nice, Ricky, guys. So we're going to be doing today a lot of pigeon variations to give our glutes a nice big stretch, and also to show you guys just all the options that you can take when we do one variation of pigeon and you don't like that variation. So this is a great place to be if you've got nice, tight hips. We're going to stay here. You have the option to stay here or to move into, I like to call it a traditional pigeon, but it's pigeon. So instead of keeping that shin parallel to the top of your mat, you're going to move it in a little bit, and we're actually going to lift the hips up and start to straighten that back leg. So the hips in this one want to be square. They want to be level with one another, and so that's why that heel might be coming really close to that left hip. If your right glute is really high off the floor, you can stick a towel, a block underneath of it so you don't have to hold yourself up. People with nice open hips are able to have the hips square and the shin parallel to the top of the mat. So don't worry about going there. It's great to have that heel nice and close to that hip. We want to sink into those hips. We're trying to find that right glute. We're trying to find the glute. So if you want to melt it forwards, you can melt it down. Let that upper body be heavy. Breathe. Nice work, you guys. We aren't here very long. And as much as I would love to stay here, we're going to start to move along. So just lift your upper body back up. If you were folding forwards, we're going to meet in downward facing dog, however you can best, most gracefully get there. Maybe tucking the back toes and just lifting on up. Shaking it out a little bit. If you'd like to take child's pose, take child's pose. If you want to flow through vinyasa with me, use an inhale, come into your plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, up dog, maybe cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Our feet are going to come back together eventually. Use an inhale, lift your left foot up. Exhale, look between your hands and send your leg forwards. Lowering or laying the shin down. The knee is behind your left wrist and your foot somewhere behind the right. But take a second here to let's set up our 90-90. So roll to that left side a little bit so that you can get your shin nice and parallel to the top of your mat, and bring that back leg in. Nice big bend through that back leg. 90-90. Nice, you guys. So from here, maybe you just want to stay sitting tall. Maybe you want to tip forward a little or a lot. You can play with it. See how you need to move or how you need to lower that chest to get that glute. Relaxing for a moment. And then we're going to start to move into our other pigeon. So I'm just going to move my heel towards that right hip a little bit. And you're going to lift the hips, get them square to one another. Again, if that left glute's nice and high, just stick something under it. It's a game changer. Sink into those hips and fold on down if you want to fold. You don't have to fold. You might be lucky enough to also feel some love through that right hip flexor. But ideally, we're finding that left glute. Stretch that glute, that outer hip, maybe into the outer quad even. Nice job, you guys. Once again, as much as I would love to stay here, we're going to come up. We're going to move. So lift on up. We're going to meet in down dog again. So maybe tuck your back toes. Push, lift yourself all the way up. Option to stay down dog, maybe child's pose, or let's flow through one last vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale. Send it back. Downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. Lower your knees all the way down. Cross your ankles. Have a seat. So we're going to keep our legs out. Again, we're doing a whole lot of pigeon variations today. So we're going to start here, leaning back a little bit. Actually, straighten your right leg. And we're going to cross the left foot over top of the quad. So kind of like we were when we were standing. Leaning back a little bit helps to bend that bottom leg in. You could even lean forward and give yourself a little hug. We're trying to find that left glute here. Just here for a few moments. Any discomfort through the knee, flex this foot, wake up that ankle. Maybe hugging it in, maybe you're here. This is a great place to be, having your hands behind you for support, to keep that spine nice and long. So you can stay here. Great variation. Half a seated pigeon. Or if you want to come for double pigeon with me, we're just going to bring that right leg in, and we're going to stack our shins, our calves on top of one another. So we're not sitting cross-legged. We're trying to have the shins parallel. One foot on top of the knee, one knee on top of that other foot. So you might be here. If this doesn't feel good, go back to where we just were, where your right leg is out long. If you are feeling good though, tip forwards. This one's my favorite, or I shouldn't say favorite, but it gives me a very, very deep glute stretch. So I like to flex my feet in this as well. The further you tip, the more you might feel it. Nice work, you guys. So good. If you're folding forwards, come back up. Let's unwind our legs. Send them both out, shake them out a little bit, wiggle around. We're going to switch sides. So the right foot is going to cross over top of that left quad. Your leg might be straight. You might be bending it in, leaning back a little bit, or hugging your leg, tipping forwards. But just take a few breaths here. Finding that glute. Nice job, you guys. So you're either going to stay here or come for that double pigeon by just bringing that left shin down, moving your foot a little bit so it's over top of your knee. Stack those calves, those shins on top of one another. Stay here. Maybe you're here. Remember, if it doesn't feel good, you've gone too far. So just come back. Take that first option where we were seated and one leg was straight. Nice work, you guys. Lovely, lovely glute stretch. Lift it up if you're folding. Uncross your legs if they're crossed. Just sending them out nice and long. So yes, the theme of today is pigeon. I'm hoping that you guys have a lot of good options here for further classes in the future. Again, learning to just kind of take variations that work for you or that challenge you or whatever reason. Every day we're feeling kind of different. So I like to tell you guys where to go, but if it doesn't work for whatever reason, you have a lot of options for your pigeon going forward. So we are on our backs. One last pigeon. Recline pigeon, same thing. Let's do the right foot over top of that left quad. Stay here with that left foot down or lift it into the air. So you might be able to hug the legs towards the chest pretty good since we're nice and stretched out already. But yes, these are all quite similar. We can be standing, we can be sitting, we can be laying down, we can be on our stomachs. There's so many options. I love it. Let's take one more inhale and release on the exhale. Uncross the legs, plant your feet, switch sides, left over top of the right. Hug the legs as close as you need to feel that glute. And stay for one more breath in. And release as you exhale. Nice work, you guys. Uncross your legs. Do a little rock side to side. Feel free to stay laying down on your back if you would like to come into Shavasana. Or you can rock up to seated and find a nice comfy seat. But maybe bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Close your eyes, take a nice big inhale. And exhale. Awesome work today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. But until next time, namaste.